Okay, this is the water. Okay, no, it's not. This is the electric service video, but these are the water heater flues on the roof, and you'll see the flue closest to us. You see the soot underneath the storm color. Okay, it's called a clue. That's an indication that this water heater closet we're going to talk about in a few videos is not properly ventilated. So it's not getting enough ventilation, so the soot from incomplete combustion rolls out of the flue, and that's what that looks like to me. So we're here about electricity right now. We're not talking about the water heater temperature pressure relief valve that's dripping. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the water meter. And you see the way the conduit is coming from below grade, and you see the way the conduit's bowed out like that? It's because the ground's moved, the house has moved. And the way they handle that these days is they put two different sizes of pipes, so it creates a sleeve and relieves that pressure, because obviously that pressure has come in and it's pulling the meter box off of the wall and it's bowing the conduit. If they would have done that a little more proactively, we wouldn't be having this phenomena. And this phenomena is happening. This box should be sealed on its top and sides. This is the main electric service panel of the house. This is the second panel, and we have a third panel. The main panel, let's just kind of divide them up here. Excuse me. Allergies or blood pressure medication. We'll take your pick. See the way this panel is labeled? That's the way it's supposed to be labeled. That's called printing. See where it says microwave? That's handwriting. It's not supposed to be handwriting. It's supposed to be printing. Alright? These cabinets, all three of the cabinets, okay, they have been screwed into place with drywall screws. Screws are fast. Screws are tight. We all get that. Screws do not have the same shear strength as a nail. So, if this house has experienced a tornado, for example, and your garage gets blowed up, well, you've already got a bad day. I get that. But if it's been nailed in place instead of screwed in place, when the first responders get here to do what they can to help, they don't have to. Maybe this would be stuck to some timber. It wouldn't just pop out. They would be stepping over sparks. Maybe. Can't promise. It's already a bad day. But I can tell you that it wasn't supposed to have been nailed in. Electric cables are not supposed to be in contact with the panel cover. If that gets energized, so does the panel cover, and so do you. Shouldn't have a gap more than 1/8 of an inch inside the electric panel like that. We have unprotected conductors entering the cabinet like that. It's supposed to be connected, protected with a grommet or something like that. I like connectors. All right, see the wires coming through here? That's called bundling. See all these little knockouts? You're supposed to bring in two wires at a time, two cables at a time. You're not supposed to bring them all in like that. See how tight that is? That's called the skin effect. Is that common? You bet. Even the explanation that I'm going to deliver is common. So is the cure worth it? I don't know. My house is bundled, but my house isn't for sale. My house is 1964. You shouldn't have to live like me. But there's that. Take into consideration. Where L1 and L2 come in, they're supposed to be wrapped with they're supposed to have protective covers. And then your main neutral coming in, okay, where it comes up to the panel cover, it's supposed to be wrapped with white tape. So I didn't mention that in my notes. No white tape on the main neutral. Moving on along. Well, that's about it. That's about it for this one. See the second panel? Okay. It's labeled. It's labeled like it's supposed to be. It's got, this panel's missing this middle screws. It's got bundling like the other panel. It's got screws like the other panel. It's got, that's a grommet right there. Okay, excuse me. It's got bundling. Did I say that already? Now here's the problem with this. When this is the main panel, okay, the grounds and the neutrals, they're supposed to be bonded. They're supposed to be bonded. And I can't even tell that they are bonded. How are you guys bonded? Well, how about that? Oh, there it is right there. That strap that goes in there with that green screw right there. That's bonding. So these are bonded. Now the second panel's not supposed to be bonded. This bar should have been taken out. Second panel is bonded. What else have we got? Wrong kind of screws, bundling, and then our neutrals. We're not supposed to double lug our neutrals. It looks like there's a little bit of scorch marks in there, huh? Kind of got hot. Because current goes through these. Look at there. Getting kind of warm, huh? Wow. Good to know. Good to know. So we learned bundling, double lugging. You know what else we don't have in here? We do not have the main bonding location. Now I suspect that it's right here. I suspect that it's right in there, but I can't see a rod. All I see is the wire going off. Well, I know that same wire goes over here to the main. That's all, you know, for all I... Yeah, for all I know, that's the same wire. You're supposed to have 2 bonds within 6 feet. I can't tell that without a rod. I can't. Now over here, you can double lug a neutral. Excuse me, you should not double lug a neutral. You can double lug a ground, and I'm going to move on to that. Okay, so that's the second panel. That's the second panel. Okay, and these are AFCIs. Art for where is that for? We're bedrooms. Then landscaping lights. I don't know why that's there, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. You're supposed to have protective rubber boots right there. So let's go to the third one. We can do that. We're going to go out here to the outbuilding, the doghouse, literally. And we're going to have a bonus round. We're going to have a bonus round. So here we go. Here we are again. The neutrals and the grounds are not bonded in this panel. That's a good thing. All right. We do not have double bundling. That's a good thing. We still got the screws. We still got the sheet drywall screws holding this in. All right, and we got all this paint back there. Look at that. You think that paint's behind the breakers? I do. We got white hot. So it's supposed to be black tape on that. If you don't know that's hot, I get it. You don't belong in the cabinet. And remember I said you're going to have 2 ground wires for 1 connection? Actually, you have 3 ground wires for 1 connection, but not 4. Not 4. Or 5. Not 4 or 5. Wires touching cabinet cover. So what do we learn? We learned that we've got paint in this cabinet. All 3 of them we got screws. We learned that we've got quadruple lugged grounds in this cabinet, and we got white hots in this cabinet, and wires are touching the cabinet cover. We learned that we cannot determine that we've got 2 grounds for the meter. We learned that the meter has not been sealed. We learned the box to the brickwork. We learned also that the conduit is warping and it's pulling away from the cabinet. We learned that we've got some handwriting, and the other cabinet too. We learned that we've got some handwriting and more screws. Main panel, we got gaps. We got bundling in these 2 cabinets. Do not have the protective booties, wires touching the cover, and 2 of these, not this one, but the other 2. We learned that we got neutrals double lugged over here. Everything else that I said, that's just kind of a review. Check your report out.